Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Returning only. As we check it, and all of you get my voice on screen. Returning only. Please confirm to me. Good morning to all. All right, sir. Now, can you check it? Then what we completed there in the last session. We observe the last class content. Just we are discussing about differences between Java and other programming languages. That point here we are discussing. As part of these differences between Java and other content here, the very first difference what I completed there the last class, the few in the previous classes. C and C++ was a static programming languages, but Java is which one? A dynamic programming language. If any programming language allows to provide memory allocation for primitive data at a compilation time, then that programming language is called as static programming language. Examples are C and C++. Why? Because in C and C++ applications, memory allocation for the primitive data is going on at a compilation time, not at runtime. Good. If any programming language allows memory allocation for a primitive data at runtime, not at compilation time, at runtime, then that type of programming language is called as which one? Dynamic programming language. That example is which one? Java. Java is a dynamic programming language. Why? Because in Java, memory will be allocated for primitive data types at a runtime only. At a runtime only. So that's why Java is which one? A dynamic programming language. Similarly, one more direction here we are able to say Java is a dynamic programming language. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Means that in Java, data will be stored in the form of objects only. At the time of creating object creation, that means as per the rules and regulations of object orientation. Your object is a memory block to store data. Once object is a memory block in the sense, when object is created, primitive variables are getting memory. So, but in Java, at what time objects are created? In Java, objects are created at a runtime, not at compilation time. In case of C++, objects are creating at a compilation time, but in the case of Java, objects are creating at runtime. So when objects are created at runtime, automatically memory will be allocated for primitive data types at runtime only, not at compilation time. So due to this, we can conclude Java is which one? A dynamic programming language. The next one is like what I'm telling to you. What is the difference between statically typed programming languages and dynamically typed programming languages? A little bit discussion I discussed, given clarity. In any programming language, if we represent data as per types, then that programming language is called as which one? Typed programming languages. In C++, objects are creating at comparison, but okay, this point is not required here. No. This point is a previous point. Yeah, that's okay. Fine. In any programming language, if we represent data as per the types, or if type calculations are available on the base of the data, then that programming language is called as which one? Typed programming language. There are two types of typed programming languages. One is statically typed programming languages and dynamically typed programming languages. In any programming language, if we need to provide data types, if we provide or if we need to provide data types before representing data, then that programming language is called as which one? Statically typed programming languages. C, C++, Java, or which one they know? Statically typed programming languages. Here some examples are given. Int I is equal to 10 valid, statically typed. Why? Because before representing data, we confirm its type by using int. into I is equal to 20, statically typed. Why? Because before representing 20, we calculated, we represented data type now. I is equal to 10, invalid. Invalid. Why? Because your type specification is not available. So this is invalid now. Right, so now. Dynamically typed programming language. In any programming language, if you calculate data types after representing data, if you calculate any data type, then that programming languages are called as dynamically typed programming languages. Right, so now example is like which one? Python. So I is equal to 10. Then after the type of I, if you calculate, then we are able to get int. It means that int is calculated on the basis of the data, not before representing data. After representing data, only type will be calculated. So this is nothing but which one? Dynamically typed. Int I is equal to 10. That is invalid. Why? Because int is not existed in the case of this Python or maybe other now. So here, int value is provided before data representation only. So this is invalid in the case of which one? Dynamically typed programming languages. Alright, sir. Conclusions are given. The same point conclusions are given there anyway. Let's leave this content here. The second topic we started already. Then what was the second point I discussed with you? C and C++ required preprocessor, but Java doesn't require which one? Preprocessor. But first of all, we have to understand what is preprocessor, where preprocessor is existed in the programming languages, and what is its responsibilities. If you come for this preprocessor and its responsibilities point of, if you come for this particular thing, now, guys, yeah, 1 minute. If we observe this total process, no, now the location of the preprocessor easily we can identify this. Right, sir. First of all, what we have taken the C program dot C compilation dot exe file we are getting execution output we are getting. If you open compilation overall, four phases are existed. What are the four phases which are existed actually? First one is preprocessor phase, second one is compiler, next one is assembler, and next one is like which one you know, loader or link editor. Which data here we are getting. Now, compiler, if you observe this clearly, inside this compiler, six phases are available. Lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, code optimization, and what next one you know? Code generation. Right. Sir. Then, after that, preprocessor. The location we understood from this diagram, preprocessor is existed inside like which one? Compilation as the first one. That's fine. But what is the job of this preprocessor? In a C and a C++, complete predefined library was provided in the form of header files. What are these header files actually? Stdio.h, ania.h, math.h. And which one is? If you want to use this predefined library in C and C++ applications, first we have to include the respective header file in the C and C++ programs. To include header files in C and C++ programs, we have to use which one? Hash include stdio.h, hash include math.h, and hash include canio.h. Right, sir. Next one is I prepared a C program, for example. Its file name is abc.c. Now, inside this, I have written hash include statements like this. Number of hash include statements I have written. And after that, if we compile program, then what is the job of the preprocessor? Preprocessor will recognize hash include statements. Preprocessor will take all provided header files names and search them in a C and C++ softwares. If header files are not existed in not existed, then error will be generated. If the specified header files are identified, then preprocessor will load these header files content to the memory as part of compilation. Loading predefined library at the time of compilation is called as which one? Static loading. So here itself we can get one conclusion. In C and C++, the hash include statements are providing static loading. Preprocessor is performing static loading. This we are able to give some examples. Next one is like which one there? In C and C++, preprocessor is required to recognize header files through hash include statements in order to load header files content to the memory at a compilation time. Right, so now because of this particular reason, here we are using like which one this preprocessor. Then that's the point here. But why it is not required in Java? Why preprocessor is not required in Java? That we are understanding clearly. In Java, the complete predefined library is provided in the form of classes and interfaces and packages. Examples for packages are which one? Java.io, Java.util, and Java.sql, and so on. Then what was the next point here now? If you want to get a predefined library from packages, first we have to include packages in present Java file. To include packages in present Java file, we have to use import statement. And what about these import statements now? Import java.io.star, import java.util.star, import java.sql.star. Like this, we are able to have like which one? Number of import statements. For example, I prepared a Java program, abc.java. I prepared a Java program. Now, inside my Java program, I might be written these many import statements. Import java.io, import java.util, and import java.sql.star. A star is representing all classes and interfaces of the specified package. That's the meaning here. Good. Now, observe this clearly. When we compile the program, then what compiler will do now? Compiler will recognize import statements. Compiler will take all package names, what we specified along with import statements, and compiler will search them in Java software. If the specified packages are not existed, then compiler will raise an error. What is that error here we are getting now? Package XXX does not exist. Package XXX does not exist. If the specified packages are identified in Java software, then compiler will not raise any error and compiler will not load any package content to the memory. So here the point what we have to remember now, in Java, compiler responsibility is to check whether the specified packages are exist or not. Compiler is not responsible for loading packages content to the memory. Right, so now this is the point what I'm telling you. Next one is when we execute this program, that means if compiler is not loaded the library, then for example, when compiler is not loaded there, then who will load our code to the memory? So when we execute our Java program, when JVM encounter any predefined class or any interface in our program, then only JVM will load the required classes and interfaces from respective packages to the memory at runtime. So this type of loading, this type of predefined library loading, this type of loading predefined library is called as which one? Dynamic loading. Right, sir. Next one is in Java. Conclusion I'm giving no. In Java, preprocessor is not required. Why? Because in Java, hash include statements are not existed. Why? Because header files are not existed. Why hash include statements are not existed? Header files are not existed. Alternatively, Java is using import statements and classes and interfaces in packages. That's it now. This is what exactly the meaning of like which one? The content what we completed guys. Guys, all of you are getting clarity up to this points now. All of you are getting clarity on these points. What exactly the points I am discussing now? All of you are getting clarity on this, right? No response, guys. Right. That's very clear. And then after that, after understanding this, the next one interview question here we have to discuss that on the basis of the data what we completed so far, on the basis of data what we completed so far. All right. What are the differences between a hash include statement and import statement? That's now very first difference here I'm telling to you. Try to observe this first difference. Hash include statements are existed in C and C++. Hash include statements are existed in C and C++. Right, sir. Number two, where import statements are existed now. Import statements are existed in Java. Import statements are existed in Java. Hash include statements are existed in C and C++, and import statements are existed in Java. Good. This is one point. Next one is what hash include statement is able to do, what import statement is able to do now. Which type of libraries they are able to include, from where they are going to include libraries. Observe clearly, hash include statements are used to include predefined library existed in the form of header files. I have to this clearly. Hash include statements are used to include predefined library existed in the form of header files. Right, sir. But whereas import statements are used to include predefined library. Import statements are used to include predefined library existed in the form of classes and interfaces, in packages. Everybody understand this point now. Import statements are used to include predefined library exist in the form of classes and interfaces in packages. But what is class and what is interface, we will discuss later, not now. And of course, objects in the sense classes and interface only. Right, sir. This is second point. As I'm asking one question to all of you, now try to answer for it. I'm asking one question to all of you, now try to answer for it. Who will recognize and evaluate hash include statements? Come on, guys, we have to answer for it. Who will recognize and evaluate hash include statements? Who will do that? Hash include statements are recognized by hash include statements are recognized by not compiler, guys. Then we have to understand it. Hash include statements are recognized by which one now? Preprocessor. Already this present topic is we are discussing the same point. Even up to now almost 15 to 20 minutes of time. I give an overview about this particular point, but still people are saying compiler. No. Hash include statements in C and C++ are recognized and evaluated by preprocessor. Remember this point. Next one is who will recognize and evaluate import statements actually in Java. Import statements are recognized by both both compiler and JVM. Yeah, both are going to use these import statements for loading. That means for checking whether packages are available or not. Compiler has to recognize it. And for loading predefined class and interfaces to the memory, again JVM has to use which one? Import statement. So both the compiler and JVM will use this import statement. Will use this import statement. Right, you know. Please recognize this, whatever the points here I'm telling to you. And next one is then after that, point number 4. Fourth point here I'm telling to you. Now this fourth point is somewhat related with loading time. That means static loading or dynamic loading. Now tell me, hash include statements are supporting which type of loading, sir? Hash include statements are supporting which type of loading? Any idea? Is that static loading or dynamic loading? Please immediately respond for it. Hash include statements are supporting, right? Which type of loading? Static loading. Hash include statements are supporting static loading. And next one is import statements are supporting dynamic loading. Right, sir. Import statements are supporting dynamic loading. Right. Hash include statements are supporting static loading, and import statements are supporting which one? Dynamic loading, not static, dynamic. Guys, and people are giving wrong answers. And I explained this content very much clearly, but still people are giving wrong answers. Please check your answers now. Right. Again, guys, I'm asking one more question now. Try to answer for it. Listen. For example, if I write hash include yesterday what.h, comma, anyo.h, comma, math.h. Is it possible, guys? Now, just I'm asking to you. That means my question is, in a single hash include statement, is it possible to specify more than one header file, or is it possible to load more than one header file by using single hash include statement? Come on, guys. I'm asking this question to you now. Is it possible? Is this syntax is possible in C programming language? No, no, not possible. It's not possible to include more than one header file by using single hash include statement. But what is possible? What is possible in the sense to include one header file, we have to use separately hash include statement. Right, sir. To include one header file, we have to use separately a separate hash include statement here we have to provide. The next one is here also we have to say like which one? Hash include stdio.h, hash include conny.h, and hash include math.h. Like this, we are able to provide individual hash include statement. So the point is like which one? Single hash include statement able to include only one header file. Single hash include statement is able to include only one header file. If you want to include more than one header file, if you want to include more than one header file, then we have to write more than one hash include statements. There we have to write more than one hash include statements. This is a point, sir. Now, example I'm telling you like this. But in the case of Java, then what is the point I'm telling to you? In the case of Java, by using single import statement, we are able to, by using single import statement, we are able to import more than one class and more than one interface. By using single import statement, we are able to import more than one class or more than one interface of the same package. For example, from different packages, no, then definitely here we have to write more than one import statement. Right, sir. How it is possible? Just by using star notation of same package, by using notation or star notation. Example I'm telling you. Say for example, I required more than one class or more than one interface from java.io package. So what I'm telling there, import java.io.star. Star is representing all from java.io package. So we can use all all members from Java.io package in any number. Any number of times here we are able to use Java.io package. From this, we are able to use that. That's all classes and interfaces. That's the point I'm telling you. But what is the next point I'm telling you? One small note, what I'm telling you know, if the classes and interfaces from different packages, the classes and interfaces from different packages, for example, the classes and interfaces from different packages, not from same package, from different packages, then it is mandatory to import multiple packages. That's it. If the class and interface are from different packages, then it is mandatory to use multiple import statements. Class and interfaces from different packages, then it is mandatory to import multiple import statements. So, example point of view, what I am telling to you, say for example, import java.io.star, and the next one is import java.util.star, multiple packages as it is regularly we provided this one. So import java.sql.star. That's it. So this is the way to write like which one multiple packages. So one or two classes from java.io package, one or two classes from java.util package, one or two classes from java.sql package, and definitely we have to write like which one multiple packages. This is what exactly the meaning of like which ones are now import statements in the case of this Java. Right, sir. Once again, just have a quick review on this interview question. What are the differences between a hash include statement and import statement? If you come for this particular point, no, hash include statements are exist in C and C++, whereas import statements are exist in Java. Hash include statements are used to include predefined library, exist in the form of header files, but import statements are used to include predefined library, exist in the form of classes and interfaces in packages. Third one, hash include statements are recognized by preprocessor, whereas import statements are recognized by both compiler and JVM. Hash include statements are supporting static loading, and import statements are supporting dynamic loading. Single hash include statement is able to include one header file. If you want to include more than one header file, then we have to write more than one time hash include statement. Examples: hash include stdio.h, hash include conny.h, and hash include math.h. By using single import statement, we are able to import more than one class or more than one interface of the same package by using star notation. So import java.io.star. In this case, we can use all classes and interfaces from java.io package at any number. At any number of times, we can use that. Next one is. So if the classes and interfaces from different packages, then it is mandatory to import multiple packages, multiple import statements. Then we have to write multiple import statements. Examples here I'm telling to you: import java.io.star, import java.util.star, and import java.sql.star like this. Right, so now this particular topic is completed. Just we have to understand it now. So the next topic would be like which one here? The second, that means differences. In this differences here now. Second difference here I want to specify to you. Yes, that will be like which one? Third difference. This third difference would be like which one? C and C++ are platform dependent programming language. C and C++, right? So platform dependent programming languages. But Java is a platform. Java is a platform independent programming languages. Independent programming language. That's it. This is another difference and very, very important difference. Here itself, we are able to give number of conclusions about our Java. More and more number of conclusions here I'm able to provide in Java. Right, sir. Right. And one question here we are getting, sir. Rishi Rao. Then I'm giving answers for it. Now the question is it mandatory to use the import statement in our Java program? Why? Because the JVM will anyway check and load the classes used in our program during execution. Right. Yes, definitely it is mandatory to import the packages. Why? Because, for example, for example, I have used string as a class in my program. Then what compiler will check now? Okay, not like Spring. For example, I'm using buffered reader is a class. I know this class is available in a Java.io package that I know. Buffered is a class I've used now. Then what compiler will do here? Compiler will check whether this class is existed or not. Where compiler will check now which package is imported in our Java program. For example, if you provide java.io.star, if you provide this, when compiler encounter this, and first of all, when compiler encounters this import statement, first compiler will check this package is available or not. If it is available, the compiler will come to this line. Compiler will check whether this class is available in the java.io package or not. Right, sir. Where compiler has to check whether this class is available or not. Compiler has to check whether this class is available in java.io package or not. Yes, first compiler will go to java.io package and compiler will check like which one, compiler will check like which one buffered is available or not. Yes, buffered is available, that's okay, fine, no problem after this punch. Next one is, just wait a minute of time, then I'll discuss with you. Then after that, what at runtime, what JVM responsibility here? At runtime, what is JVM responsibility? At runtime, when JVM encounter this in a section, immediately JVM has to load this buffered class by go to the memory. JVM has to load this buffer reader class to the memory. But how it able to load? Where JVM has to get this buffer reader class to load? So then JVM will go for which one? Import statement. JVM will go to java.io.star. Then where inside this package, JVM will take this buffer reader class. JVM will not check again and again. Why? Because already compiler checked it. Compiler said, yes, this class is available in java.io package. Then JVM will go to java.io package. JVM will take buffer data class and JVM will load that buffer data class to the memory. So JVM has to load buffer data class. Further purpose, JVM must go for import statement. For example, if you are not providing import statement, how JVM knows about it, where buffer data class is available, and how compiler knows about it and where buffer data class is available. How compiler will check that if that import statement is not available. In which package is it able to check now? Understand guys what I'm telling to you? Yes, Rishik Rao. Rishik Rao. Understand my point now. So because of that reason, then definitely we have to write with one import statement. That import statement is giving clarity for compiler JVM. Some predefined classes which are used in our present Java file are available in this Java package. And you encounter that classes and interfaces in our Java program, come to java.io package and check for them. Definitely we'll identify them in a java.io package. To give such type of meaning only, we are using which one? Import statements. Right, so this is one point. Yes, Rishik Rao, are you understand this point? Are you understanding this point? What exactly the point I said? No. Yes, that's good. Karthik Verma. If we use the framework, will that take off packages? Yeah. Then one point I'm telling you, use any package or anything. Sorry, use any framework. Maybe which framework you are going to use maximum? Spring framework or Hibernate, maybe some other. So even though if you use a frameworks now, along with the predefined packages, number of framework related packages are coming in. So we have to use our predefined core Java predefined classes along with them framework provided predefined packages also we have to use. There also we have to use import statements. But I think so might be your question might be like which one is what I'm telling here. Yeah, Spring framework or whatever it may be, any framework we can use. No framework related. Spring has defined some other packages. So we have to use that classes and interfaces in our program along with our core Java packages now. So along with our core Java packages, if you want to use classes and interfaces from Spring framework, definitely Spring framework provided packages we have to import. That is mandatory. Yeah, definitely it is mandatory. But one point I'm telling there, guys, if you use this IDEs, if you use some IDEs, like which one Eclipse IDE, NetBeans IDE, IntelliJ IDEA. IDE, if we use this IDEs, no, where we are not going to write import statements. Directly we are going to write the classes. When we write the classes, automatic importing is going on. Automatic importing in the sense, we are not going to write import statements, but automatic IDEs will import the required packages when we write the classes. That IDEs will give such type of support for us. Right, sir. Yes, I'm using the STS where it will directly import the packages. Exactly. STS is also like which one, you know? STS is an IDE. Yeah, that's why Karthik Verma, I'm giving clarity to you. See, for the sake of Spring applications, we are using STS. So here, Spring is not providing automatic import. Your STS is providing automatic import. Now here, STS is which one? IDE, not a framework. STS is which one? IDE, Spring Tool Suite. Understand my point clearly now? So STS is an IDE. IDE is importing our packages, not the Spring framework. Spring framework contains number of packages. Just it holds number of packages, which include number of predefined library. But our STS is importing the respective packages whenever we are typing classes now. Yes, understand my point? What I'm saying to you? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Right. Yes. Now coming to the next point. What was the next point here? I'm telling to you. C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is which one? Platform independent programming language. Right, sir. This is very important topic. The most of the people are not aware about why Java is platform independent and why C and C++ are platform dependent. Just definitions point of view, in general, we are going to understand. But internally, what happened? How these programming languages are totally platform dependent, and these programming languages are platform independent. We are not having awareness on it. So now we have to understand all these points clearly. Right, sir. Good. Listen carefully, all of you know. Before understanding, yeah, before understanding, before understanding C, C++, Java are platform dependent or platform independent, before understanding that, first we have to recognize, first we have to understand when a programming language is a platform dependent and when a programming language is platform independent. So that points in general we have to understand. Then after that, we will think how C, C++ are platform dependent and how Java is platform independent. Let's understand this point now. As all of you observe this clearly, one simple point. Any programming language, if any programming language allows to, if any programming language allows to perform compilation and execution, if any programming language allows to perform compilation and execution at the same operating system, the same operating systems, not on different operating systems. If any programming language allows to perform compilation and execution at the same operating systems, not on different operating systems, not on multiple operating systems, then that programming language called as platform dependent programming languages. Any programming language allows, if any programming language allows to perform compilation and execution at the same operating system, not on different operating systems, then that programming language is called as platform dependent programming languages. That's it. Good. Example I'm telling to you, C and C++. How, sir, how can you say C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages now? I'm sure in the case of C and C++ applications, we have to use the same operating system for compilation and execution. On the same operating system, we have to perform compilation. On the same operating system, we have to perform which one? Execution. So C and C++ are which one? Platform dependent programming languages. then how it is internally? How it is internally? Right, so now I'll give some representation or try to understand this representation, guys. So just next 10 to 15 minutes of time, try to put more concentration, guys. This topic is very, very important. Try to put more concentration. The next 10 to 15 minutes of time today, I'm going to talk about one point: platform dependent programming languages and how internally. Right. For example, as per the definition, first of all, I want to prepare the diagram, understand it. This is my .c program. This is my .c file, .c program I have written here. Good. .c program is available. Some lines of code here I have written. Good. Now I have to perform compilation. We know already I need to perform compilation. This is exactly like which one you know compilation process. When we perform compilation over our C program, when we perform compilation, here what we are able to get, no? Here we are able to get dot exe file. We are able to get it. But we know already dot exe file. Right, sir. And then after that, whenever we are getting dot exe file, we have to execute this dot exe file. We have to execute this dot exe file. So here we have to go for like which one? Execution. Right, sir. Execution. Exactly. We have to go for execution. Right. Execution. We will execute our C program. Damn sure. C engine. C engine will execute our program. Then when we execute this program, then automatically we are able to get which one? Some output. So I'm able to give some outputs. This is about our content. Now try to recognize this. To perform compilation, we require operating system. To execute our program, again here we require like which one? Operating system. So as per the definition, if C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, if C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, then both must have same operating system. For compilation, for example, I want to use like which one? Windows. So as a C programming language is a platform dependent programming languages, as a C programming language is a platform dependent programming language, we must provide same operating system where we compile for execution also. As per the definition, I must provide Windows operating system. As per the definition, I must provide which one? Windows operating system. Good. But for example, for the sake of for the sake of our discussion, for the sake of getting clarity on our point, no, for a moment, I want to take some other operating system here for execution. For a moment, I want to take some other operating system for execution. That is Linux I want to take. Windows we have taken for compilation. Now Linux I want to take for which one? Execution. All of you observe this, guys, what I'm telling you now. For compilation, Windows we have taken, and for execution, we have taken like which one? Linux. Linux operating system here we have taken. For time, for a moment. Now let's start our discussion here regarding this point now. But before going to start this discussion, first of all, let's have one point clarity. Now you have to give answer for my question also. What about my clarity? What is the point I'm telling to you? Now tell me, data representation is the same in all the operating systems or varied from one operating system to another operating system? Simply, your answer should be same or different. So data representation is the same in all the operating systems or different in all the operating systems. Come on, guys, you have to decide now. Now tell me. Now give clarity for me. In all the operating systems, data representation is same or different. Right, guys? I'm asking one question. Yeah, some of you are saying same. If it is same, then why these many operating systems? No. One operating system is sufficient. Yes, sir. If the data representation is same, then what is the requirement to take these many operating systems? No, one operating system is sufficient. Then what is the requirement to have these many operating systems? No. So that's why, guys, I'm telling to you, conventions and data representation, and all these are varied from one operating systems to another operating systems. Each and every operating system has its own representation of the data, not the same data. Listen carefully. Of course, finally, executable code is going to be provided in the form of zeros and ones only. Executable code will be available in the form of zeros and ones only. But number of zeros and number of ones point of view, differentiation is going on from one operating system to another operating system. Previously, then one simple example in our understandable format, I'm telling you. Some operating systems are not supporting backslash. Some operating systems are supporting forward slash. That point is sufficient to understand now. Operating system to operating system, variation is available. Yes, sir. Am I right or not? In some operating systems, maybe memory allocations are also different. Windows is providing memory allocation in one way, and Linux is providing memory allocation in another way. Some other operating system is providing memory allocation in another way. Definitely some variation is available. Yeah, there also we are able to have some differentiation. Altogether, finally, what I'm telling to you, operating system to operating system, data representation is different, not the same. Exactly, Karthik. Right, perfect. Same thinking we are having, right, perfect. Right thinking only. Right, sir. Good. Now, what is going on now? When I compile my program on Windows operating system, then which file we are getting, sir? .exe file we are getting. What .exe file contains actually? Now tell me. .exe file contains directly executable code or not? .exe file contains directly executable code or not? Definitely, .exe file contains directly executable code. I'm sure. Right, sir. This is directly executable code. So, what is the specialty of this directly executable code? What exactly the specialty of this directly executable code? Come on, guys. You have to understand this. I'm giving one statement. .exe file contains directly executable code, comma, it was generated as per Windows representations. It was generated as per which representations? No, Windows representations. Guys, all of you understand my point or not? What I said, my point is very clear. Now, all fine. Now, finally, now tell me, .exe file is generated. This .exe file is generated as per which representations? No, Windows representations. This .exe file is generated as per which representations? No, Windows representations. That's it. Are you getting clarity on this point or not? Right. So now this is Windows represented .exe file. That's okay, good. But now come for this execution part, sir. Now here, now tell me, C engine is installed in which operating system now? Observe carefully. C engine is installed on which operating system, guys? Now tell me, no. Here, what is the operating system I specified? Linux operating system. Linux operating system. Here itself, understand this what I'm telling you now. So, what is the capability of C engine? What is the capability of C engine? All of you guys, observe this clearly now. Capability of C engine is which one? C engine now is able to process which representations now is able to process Linux representations. C engine is able to process Linux representations. Yes, guys, all of you observe this clearly. As C engine is installed on the top of this Linux operating system, it able to process Linux representations. Fine. For example, if I provide Windows represented .exe file to the C engine which is on Linux operating system, how it is possible for C engine to understand Windows representations as it is able to understand Linux operating system? How it is possible for C engine to understand Windows representations? How it is possible for C engine to execute Windows representations on Linux machine? No? Guys, all of you observe my point, what I am telling you. When we compile our C program on Windows, .exe file is generated. This .exe file is generated as per Windows representations. Now this .exe file is a Windows related .exe file. But when we give this Windows related .exe file to the C engine which is on Linux operating system, how it is possible for C engine to execute Windows representations on Linux machine? Now C engine is able to understand only Linux representations, unable to understand Windows representations. But we are giving this Windows represented .exe file to the C engine. Now C engine is able to understand only Linux. It unable to understand Windows. So it unable to execute Windows represented .exe file. Understand it is what I'm telling you now. But if you want to execute my program, then what we have to do? If you want to execute my program, then what we have to do, guys? Now tell me. What is the solution to execute our program? Here we structured. We are providing Windows representations. Why? Because we compiled our C program on Windows. But unfortunately, C engine is on Linux operating system. So it able to understand only Linux. It unable to understand which one? Windows representations. So we structured here. Our program will not be executed. And then what we have to do? What is the solution for it? What is the solution for it? Only one solution, not more than one solution. What was that solution here? We have to do now. We have to do now. Simply at the execution time, at runtime, what we have to provide is simply we have to use the same operating system what we have used for compilation. For compilation, whatever the operating system we have used there, same operating system we have to use at the execution time. That C engine. Now C engine is available on Windows operating system. Now come on guys, then what is the story now? When we compile C program on Windows operating system, when we compile C program on Windows operating system, Windows related .exe file here we are getting. That Windows related .exe file we are giving to which operating system now? What is that operating system for execution, guys? Now tell me. So we had already Windows represented .exe file. That Windows represented .exe file we are providing to which is C engine. The C engine which is on Windows operating system only. Am I right or not? The C engine which is on Windows operating system. Now the C engine which is on Windows operating system is able to understand which representations is able to understand directly Windows representations or not. Right, sir. The C engine is able to process Windows representations exactly. So everybody has to understand this clearly now. C engine is able to process Windows representations. Why? Because we provided Windows operating system for execution. Now, observe this clearly. Compatibility here we are getting. We had Windows.exe file and our operating system is also Windows for execution now. So C engine is available on Windows operating system. So because of that reason, C engine is able to understand Windows representation. So because of that reason, comfortably we can run our Windows represented.exe file on a C engine which is on Windows operating system. So we can execute that Windows represented.exe file on the same Windows operating system. So we are not going to get any problem here in this scenario. It means that operating system dependency is available or not? Operating system dependency is available or not? Come on, guys. I'm asking to you only. Operating system dependency is coming or not? So because of this reason, we can conclude that C and C are platform dependent programming languages. C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages. Everybody has to understand this, guys. C and C++ are which one? Platform dependent programming languages. Right. This is the meaning of like which one? Platform dependent programming languages, guys. Right, so now. Then what are the points here I'm telling you regarding this particular one? What exactly the content here I provided, sir? Now observe this clearly. So we compile C and C++ programs on Windows operating system, then then compiler will generate .exe file as per Windows representations. Right here, if you want to execute, if you want to execute Windows represented .exe file, if you want to execute Windows represent.exe file, then we must use the same Windows operating system for execution. It's not possible to execute Windows represented.exe file in other operating systems. That's the reason why C and C++ are which one? Platform dependent. That's the point, yes, what I'm telling you now. Good, sir. Guys, all of you observe carefully. Next point is like which one? How Java is a platform independent programming language. How Java is a platform independent programming language. The topic I will discuss with you guys tomorrow. No problem. That Java platform independent programming language, that point I will discuss with you tomorrow. Guys, just wait 1 minute of time. I want to share this total document, guys. And so far, I have not shared with you anything about it. I want to share up to know what exactly the content here I'm typing inside the classroom as a classroom notes. Yeah, I want to share that. Just wait a minute of time. I'll clarify this questions also. And guys, I'm asking one thing to you. And today's a Friday. Today's a Friday. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Then tomorrow, what is the situation? You want to anyway? Sunday, I'm not going to take the class. Damn sure Sunday I'm not going to take the class up to few days of time, few weeks of time. Now tell me tomorrow's class. If all of you wants to come, then I will take session. If you don't want to come on tomorrow, just I make you off on tomorrow. Tomorrow we will skip, sir. And tomorrow okay for me. We'll have on Monday, sir. Yes, yes. Want to come? I will come. Yes. Take class for tomorrow. Tomorrow. Actually, I'll class on Monday. Monday. Oh, we'll take off. Have some plans. Up to you. Okay, guys. Good. And majority of the members are saying Monday, sir. Majority of the members are saying Monday, but some of the members, even it is in what I'm telling there, 60-40 ratio, I'm getting it. 60-40 ratio, I'm getting it. So what I have to decide now? Okay, do one thing. Then very first week, yeah, Monday wins. In very first week, I don't want to give much burden to you. Yeah, it's the very first week. I don't want to give any burden to you. And take tomorrow and day after tomorrow gap. On Monday, I'll continue the session. Not to worry for that. Okay, fine. Guys, maybe maximum on Monday this link is going to be changed. On Monday this link is going to be changed. So please, those who are not yet registered for the sessions, no, please complete your registration process. Monday onwards, I think so. This link is not going to be happen. For the registered members, automatically you will get a mail with the new link. And Bhavani is a respective person for you. Bhavani is responsible for everything for our classes. No, I think Bhavani is already in touch with you. Am I right, guys? Bhavani is already in touch with you. Yes, I think every day she is talking with you, right? Anyway, then, if you have any queries or if you have any problems or if you have anything, and she is a responsible person, just talk with her. Even if you want to pass any message, yeah, if you want to pass any message to me, and just if it is time is not available, but if you want to talk with me, no need to worry for that. Just directly you can talk with Bhavani, and she will convey that message to me. She'll be in touch with me, and she is an interface in between you and me. If any related this registration process related things and all. All right, sir. Jason side, she's not giving me response. No, yeah, no problem. Then I will already I said to her, and she's in touch with you every day. I think every day you are going to receive call. I'm sure about it. Yeah. I think so. Then those who are registered for these classes now. I'm from UK. Maybe I think so. Through mail, she will contact with you. Vision. Yeah, no problem. Then if she's not in touch with you, I think so. Might be you're in a different country. Maybe she may not talk with you, but she'll in touch with you through mail. Definitely, she will touch with you. She will be in touch with you through mail. And anyway, then if you have any concerns, now just directly you can talk with her. She'll give information there. No. Anyway, guys, then if any of your new members there, if you want to talk with your office people, 85252627 is our number. Just we can go there, and another number is also available. I want to provide some other number dedicatedly for the sake of your views there. Then on Monday, I'll give that separate number. Separate number I'm going to take only for the sake of you, and she'll be in touch with you through that number. Always she'll be available. Just we can talk with her if you have any concerns, and I will give that number on Monday. I will take one separate number, and that because and this number is a common for every Durgasoft student. So number of calls are coming. This number may not be available every time. I think so busy. On Monday onwards, I will take some other number. I will assign that number for the sake of your batch only. You can talk with her through that number. Anyway. And this is one thing, and common mail ID is available. Durgasoft online training @gmail.com. Durgasoft online training gmail.com. Yeah. And already videos are provided, sir. Yes, we have received videos regarding. Thanks very much. No thanks, sir. Then that is our responsibility. Durgasoft online training @gmail.com, just directly. And I'll create one separate mail also for the sake of your batches there. Then we can directly talk with her through that mail and through that particular which one, no, this particular number. Okay, fine. Wait a minute of time. Yes, I want to create one Google Classroom to share this document with you. 1 minute, sir. Wait a minute of time. Just 2 minutes of time. Just wait. Now I'll give that information to you. Right. So to share this classroom documents and classroom diagrams and all, I want to create a channel, guys. Then through that, I want to share with you. All right. I will show you how do you access the content also. Just wait a minute of time. Let me complete this process first. All these are my classes. What are the classes I'm going to take regularly? All these are my classes, and here itself I want to create one class now. Create a class. Fine, no problem. Is like which one? For Java @7 a.m. Section is Java. Subject is also with Java. Classroom 307. Create. Right, sir. Then I'll provide all these themes later on. First of all, guys, 1 minute I'm telling you. Please, all of you take this code. Please, all of you take this code. At least if you have pen and notebook and take this code, or at least through mobile phone. Take it or screenshot also be okay. Then try to take the screenshot. Webinar is giving that option at the top. Screenshot option is available. Now try to take the screenshot. If you take this screenshot, just please type done. I'll move forward. Right, sir. Now type something, guys. Just I'm waiting for your response. Just type done. Then I will move forward. If you take this total, this is a classroom code. Please, all of you, respond for me. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Then try to maybe maintain that. Why? Because time to time we have to enter that. If you want to open my classroom code, my classroom. Okay, fine. Right. Can I remove this, guys? Can I remove this? Yes. Yeah. That's fine. Good. Now talks up to today, the 24th. 24/7/2020. Guys, and 2020 year is a good year or bad year? At early morning time, I'm asking this question to you. 2020 is a perfect good year or bad year? Corona year. That's perfect. Okay, fine. The mixed year. Very bad year. Very bad year. That's fine, fine, fine. Yeah. Then people are having different things. Guys, and after this, I'm sending all the diagrams and Java 7 TXT file also I'm sending to you. All files I'm sending to you. I think both. Right, guys. Now see this one. What way I'm sending there? Introductions. 3 introduction PNG files are available, and Java 7.txt platform dependent, and anyway all the images, and as well as like which one text file also I'm sending to you guys. Now just let me click on this post. Yeah, it's existed. Now it's already posted. How to access this? I'll give clarity, guys. Now, just all of you listen. 2 minutes of time. How do you access this? See, all of you observe this now. First, open your Gmail, guys. First, open Gmail, right? I think all of you are having Gmail, right? They're not having Gmail account with you now. Try to prepare that. Why? Because your videos and everything will be accessed through Google Drive. So Google Drive in the sense definitely there what we require there, Gmail is required, mandatory. So everybody must have. Everybody must have. Which one they know? The Gmail. Gmail is required. I think so all of you are having Gmail. So open your Gmail first. Right. When we open Gmail, then what next one can we have to do there? 1 minute, yes. 1 minute. What next one here we have to do? No. Yeah. Just we have to come for these dots now. Right side top corner. What is this? No, Google Apps. Just what we have to do there. Google Apps part is available. Just we have to take that Google Apps. If you take the Google Apps, if you click on this Google Apps, number of apps are available which are provided by Google. Maybe account, search, maps, YouTube. YouTube is different, of course, no. Then Drive and photos and all Google services are available. Just scroll down. Here we are getting Classroom. Scroll down. Here we are getting Classroom. Click on this Classroom. If you click on this Classroom, you are able to get an empty panel. But as I created number of classes there, that's why here I'm getting these many. Here we are able to get empty panel. So where click on plus, click on plus, click on plus, click on plus. If you click on plus, there are 2 options are coming, sir. Join class and create class. Create class is my option. Don't use that. Because as a trainer, I have to create a class. But as a student, you have to join with the class. So just we have to click on which one? Join class. Join class here we have to click here. If you click on this join class, here it is asking about class code. Then whatever the class code just now I provided, that class code here we have to provide. Something else like which class code here I provided there, guys? I think so might be some class code. Guys, now what is it class code, guys? Then we have taken it. Can you post it? Send a message to me. Can you send a message to me? Yeah. I got it. So now just we have to provide like which one get that class code. Whatever the class code here we have taken. Paste this class code, guys. When you click on this class code and click on join now, automatically your class will be entered, of course. And this is what I said. I already myself is an organizer, not required for me. Just I can cancel this one. Just click on it. Then what we have to do? Join class. If you put the join class here, whatever the class code I given there, just we have to type like which one get that class code. Whatever the class code I given, just click on this. Provide the class code. Okay, fine. I think so. Might be SOWCK like this. It's available. Just we can type it wrong. Whenever we type this one, just we have to click on which one? Join button. When we click on the join button, there automatically we will enter into like which one of this class. We will enter into this class. Now here we are able to get it. Already people are Join with this. Now here we are able to get it max. Whenever we are getting this empty panel, stream empty panel, no, we're already I provided all of them. But how to get all of them? How to download all of them? If we think about if you want to get all of them, then what we have to do? No, just I'm saying to you directly, don't click on them. If you click on direct to this one, maybe download option may come, may not come. But what I'm telling you, right click on it and open a new tab. Open in new tab. When we open this new tab, no, here download option we are getting. This total text data, whatever the data here I provided there, this total text data. Here right from introduction, right from first class onwards, everything is available. Now click on this one. If you click on this download button there, automatically the resource will be downloaded. Automatically, whatever the file here I uploaded, that file is going to be downloaded. So from your downloads, we can copy that and maintain a separate folder in your system and automatically maintain that Java 7.txt content into your system there directly. Right, sir. And diagrams also same scenario. So just what I'm telling you, right click on anything and a new tab. Inside this new tab here, we are getting like which one download option. Click on this download option. Then we are able to get all these points clearly. Whatever the diagrams here have given, everything here we are able to get it. Yes. All of you are getting it or not? Yes, please respond for me. All of you are getting this or not? First open Gmail, then go for Google Apps, where classroom you have to click. And then after that, join class, enter the code, and automatically you are able to get your resources. Right click on them, open a new tab, then click on them. Then automatically download option is coming. Click on this download option, we are able to get it. No, you'll not get any download error. Here I downloaded that. Please check it, guys. All of you are going to get it now. Once again. Right? Right, yes. Now try to check this one. Then tomorrow we are going to see the content, and tomorrow we are going to understand our content. Not tomorrow, guys. On Monday. Next class is on Monday, guys. Please remember this. Next class is on Monday, not on tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on Monday. Monday we will see the remaining part. If your link is going to be changed, you will get a mail with the new link. If link is not going to be changed, and as the same link we can use. Max link is going to be changed. Our team will contact with regarding the new link. Okay, fine. Try to complete your registration process there before that. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.